So you're not a sinner trying to be holy. Let's get that out of our minds. You're holy being tempted to act like a sinner. Sheesh, that's a bar. One more time. You're not a sinner trying to be holy. Snap out of that mindset. You're holy being tempted to act like a sinner. That's why all deception comes from sin. All sin comes from deception. Satan tells you you're a sinner. The Bible doesn't call you that. It calls you the son of God, calls you a saint of God. It calls you a righteous person of God. Do you believe in the word of God, or do you believe in your thoughts? You're not a sinner. If you're a sinner, you have nothing to do with Jesus. You are trusting your thoughts. It's the same for salvation. Yeah, Jesus died for my sins, but I'm still a sinner. Then that means Jesus failed. Are you willing to say that? I'm not. You guys need to fight from victory. Don't fight for victory. So you shouldn't battle. You should believe. Different bees. Believe that you're already made new so that you don't have to trust your thoughts. So it's not about behavior change. It's about belief change. A lot of you guys live in constant guilt, believers, because you think behavioral perfection, right, is the same as identity perfection or identity transformation. It's not the same. Christians, first and foremost, do not sin because they're evil. They sin because they forget that they're made new. Sheesh. Let that sink in. All of your sin as a Christian no longer comes from your nature because you have a new nature. 2 Corinthians 5:17. It comes from deception. You're being deceived. Satan is a deceiver, it says, and the father of it, right? He lies to you about your identity, right? And then you sin when you agree with his lies. That's what sin is. So when you trust your thoughts above the word of God, that's when you act from a false identity and you start to produce deceived identity. Sin isn't about doing bad things, guys. It's about believing that you're still the old you when God has already said you're new. You don't have a sin problem. You have a belief problem. Belief in the old identity that God has already crucified with him and made new. Sin cannot come from your new spirit. It doesn't flow from your new spirit. It flows from your old deception. Understand?